Hello, friends and family from around the world. This is Mike with Daily Events Worldwide, and we are on November 7th, 2024. Welcome to another surviving day on the planet, and welcome to the Daily Do, giving you your space weather update as well earthquakes, volcanoes, and world weather. Always starting out here looking at our sun today, still firing away multiple solar flares, coronal mass ejections, multiple sunspot regions, and plasma filaments, and coronal holes. So yes, very busy sun right now for solar cycle 25. Having a look at the last 2 days of imagery incoming. Large plasma filament left-hand side, that is literally about to snap away. The other one on the opposite side has already done so. So stay tuned as we may have a quick update tonight for you. Looking at outgoing here, we did have that plasma filament eruption. Produced a coronal mass ejection with that plasma shot. Very fast moving plasma cosmic storm. Multi-spectrum here pointing out the last 48 hours of events, including the X-class solar flare and this most recent fast moving plasma filament eruption. And coronal holes, northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere, and a huge one developing coronal hole. Equatorial region, and look at that plasma filament bottom left hand side. Stay tuned, folks, because it's going to do the same thing that one just did. Look at this in motion and very close view here. Images brought to you by Solar Dynamics Observatory mixed with daily events worldwide. Thank you so much for watching. 191 angstroms here. Just amazing way to see our sun. The safest way also, as we have an active and fiery 7 sunspots that are Earth-facing right now. One of them is monstrous. Been documenting it all week. And there are our 7 sunspot regions. 3879 boasting with the biggest. Having a look at these sunspot regions in motion. Big sunspot grouping, equatorial region right now. And look at this, cresting into view, another big sunspot grouping. Amazing to see our sun in fluid motion like this. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up. Current space weather conditions, we are under R1 minor radio blackout impacts from the most recent M-class solar flares. Solar winds are coming in at 373 kilometers per second right now. SFU is up to 239. Solar X-ray flux, as you can see here, spiking with about 5 M-class solar flares today. After the strong X-class yesterday, solar proton flux is low. Geomagnetic activity hopping up to a KP3. The Space Weather Prediction Center. This is their prediction spiral for the most recent coronal mass ejection. Expected arrival tonight. Has not been updated with the most recent CME from that big plasma filament. ISWA Space Prediction Spiral has updated their spiral, showing that CME taking off in the outgoing position. Here's a look at tonight and tomorrow's aurora forecast, aurora borealis, for the northern hemisphere, as it will be more prevalent. Now let's get to earthquakes past 24 hours, as we're still pretty low, but we do have an earthquake swarm here occurring at the Volcano Islands, Japan region, North Marianas Trench. Earthquake swarm occurring now after a 5.8 rings out. As well, Papua New Guinea here with a 4.5 and a 5.2. 5.2 earthquake here at Kermadec Islands, north of White Island. Also a 5.5 there, South Indian Antarctic Ridge. 4.7 there in China. Quiet across the African plate. South America, 4.8 there. Chile, 4.3 just recently. Bulnes, Chile. And a 5.0 Peru. 5.1 magnitude earthquake, Scotia Plate. South Sandwich Islands, very close to the Michael volcano. Puerto Rico, still seeing seismicity increasing. North American plate, pretty quiet. Largest being the 3.5 Stovepipe Wells. No earthquake swarms to speak of. 4.2 Nelson Lagoon, Alaska. all of a sudden things have gotten really quiet. Like I'm talking 150 earthquakes in a 24-hour period. Heads up, my friends and family, something is brewing. Let's have a look at the last 7 days for shakers and movers across the planet. Most recent earthquake swarm, Marianas Trench, the deepest trench on our planet. Volcano Islands region, Nishinoshima. In most recent increasing seismicity, wrecked James Ridge north to Iceland. And notable increasing activity, Hawaii, and as well north to Alaska. Now let's have a look at our SO2 forecast. Things clearing up from the Popocatépetl volcano eruption as it is still going. But the particulates and the sulfur dioxide emissions have diminished a little bit considering the last few days. Overlooking South America, Africa, and Europe. Mount Etna and Stromboli have been active this week. And then, of course, Luatobi, eastern Indonesia, large eruption. Pyroclastic cloud reaching 45,000 feet. Now let's get to world weather, as we do have quite a big system moving into the northern BC and Alaska coastline. Lots of moisture, and then a low-pressure system that's dumped 20 centimeters of snow across Colorado is eventually going to scoot eastward. And then by Monday into Tuesday, it's snow right across Canada. Cold temperatures moving in. High-pressure ridge will be very chilly across the east. And then the lows just keep on coming. West Coast, 1, 2, 3, 4 low-pressure systems this week. Long-range forecast will be very windy and wet. No major tropical systems here forecast for the long range. Overlooking Europe, North Africa. High-pressure ridge for most of Europe right now. Low-pressure system scoots in from the north, and that will bring in some cooler temperatures. High-pressure ridge right there, and low in between. Gets stuck into the Mediterranean. Higher elevations will be seeing some snow with that low-pressure system. And then another one moving into the Mediterranean for the long range. Overlooking South Africa and Australia, Southeast Asia. Do have that one typhoon affecting northern Philippines. Multiple systems affecting South Africa this week. One lingering low-pressure system through the southern region. Long-range forecast showing another typhoon for northern Philippines. And then overlooking the North Pacific, going to leave you here looking at major systems coming through this week. Lots of moisture and lots of snow. Colder temperatures are setting up. Northern polar vortex is setting up. South polar vortex is breaking down. And things are getting wild and windy across the northern hemisphere right now. Let's have a look at our windy forecast. This is showing the gusts, wind gusts, as it will be a windy week. Wind gusts up to 50 kilometers sustained tomorrow through Ontario. And then West Coast is just going to be getting hammered all week long next week. Multiple wind events and lots of moisture. Stay tuned, my friends and family, and thank you so much for watching. Let's have a look at our polar vortex right now, northern polar vortex, as it is starting to really take shape around wherever the North Pole is, or our magnetic north. A quick look here versus the southern hemisphere, as it does not look like it used to. It is really starting to break down, and that means cold temperatures are going to start fueling from the north as we head into winter 2024. Thanks everybody for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the show. Stay aware, prepared, stay young, and have fun, and get your daily dew. We'll see you next video.